Tongkat Ali typically refers to the root of a tree called Eurycoma longifolia. It's a rainforest tree, grows in Malaysia, grows in Sumatra, grows in some other places in that area. So we've come upon a Tongkat Ali tree, and now these two Aboriginal Orang Asli are going to basically uproot this tree and cut the root out of the ground and haul that away. That's the medicinal part of Tongkat Ali. The Orang Asli are the Aboriginal people of the Malay Peninsula, and they're the forest dwellers who know better than anybody the plants in the forest and the trees and the natural medicines. And these guys earn a living going into the forest, by the way, which is the oldest rainforest in the world, and harvesting Tongkat Ali. Basically, they want to get the big fat roots. These Orang Asli typically bring Tongkat Ali roots to wholesalers on the backs of their motorcycles. You got some big bungee cords, and you can get a lot of Tongkat Ali on the back, you know. And they get paid by weight, which is really typical of how the herb business works. Then the roots undergo cleaning, typically pressure washing, and splitting and chipping, and they have to be in dryable pieces. And then they get put into very simple solar dryers. And it's, it's 120 degrees in there. So you're going to evaporate the moisture from the Tongkat Ali chips pretty quickly. The Eurycoma, which is sort of the primary marker for activity, it's what you standardize to, there's not a lot of it. So it takes an enormous amount of Tongkat Ali to make a very small amount of extract if it's going to be really concentrated.
I think people have a misunderstanding about what exactly it is. It's very often promoted as a testosterone booster.
It is far broader than the sexual association that most people latch on to.
Men go through a process called andropause, right? Testosterone levels start to gradually go down. So men will progressively go down and might not even realize what's happening to them. So men will get to a point where they're fatigued, they're irritable, they have brain fog, they're just not pleasant to be around. And their physical performance isn't where it needs to be, their sexual performance isn't where it needs to be, their mental performance isn't where it needs to be, and they don't know what to do. They think, well, I'm just getting older. So one of the things that we wanted to try to decipher was that there were these claims for testosterone boosting. And the biochemistry of the Tongkat Ali root doesn't seem like it would be a stimulator of testosterone. So we wanted to find out whether that was true or not.
The primary medical studies that have been done on Tongkat Ali and testosterone have been done with Dr. Ishmael Tambi.
What interests me about Tongkat Ali was it was presented as a herb that is supposed to enhance testosterone, enhance libido. Libido means, sexual appetite, and that is related to testosterone. So that was the initial study which I did to find out if Tongkat Ali enhanced testosterone. And from the initial study which I've done, it shows that Tongkat Ali enhanced testosterone.
And what we found, at least in our research, is that it's not a booster of testosterone production, but it will help your body release the testosterone that you've already manufactured. Most people have lots of testosterone. As we age, our testosterone gets bound by a binding hormone called sex hormone binding globulin, and Tongkat Ali seems to be able to release that or facilitate the release. So the testosterone your body has already made now is more bioavailable. So some of the people that we work with, athletes, will look at it and say, well, this is something that's gonna be an anabolic steroid sort of a thing. And it doesn't really work that way. It's something that I think has much broader application in terms of maintaining healthy testosterone levels.
Tongkat Ali is probably qualifies as an adaptogen.
I've also found that Tongkat Ali is a very powerful antioxidant, very powerful adaptogen. Adaptogen means a supplement that can combat stress, that can alleviate stress.
And that was one of the very unique findings, is that Tongkat Ali isn't just for testosterone, it is for the balance between an anabolic hormone, testosterone, and a catabolic hormone, cortisol. So having a little bit more testosterone, free testosterone, will do good things. Having a little bit lower cortisol, stress hormone, will do good things. And when you have an herb like Tongkat Ali that can do both of those simultaneously, that's really what you're looking for, is that you're able to turn up a good signal and turn down a bad signal.
I don't know of any harmful effects to it. Its effects are very, very broad. It's almost always associated with sexual function, but it enhances energy, endurance, and stamina, overall resistance to illness.
Tongkat Ali isn't just for men. You know, when we talk about testosterone, people very often think automatically of a male's physiology and biochemistry, but female bodies produce plenty of testosterone. It's just about 10 times lower than what a man would produce. And so that's important, because as a woman ages and her testosterone starts to progressively go down, that small amount that she starts with really makes a big difference when that starts to drop. And so she'll have the same problems with libido and weight gain and mood swings. And so for women, they can take a lower dose of Tongkat Ali and get the same testosterone releasing benefits. It's not going to boost their testosterone above normal levels, but it can dramatically take them from low back up to normal levels, back up to more of a youthful biochemistry, and they're going to feel better as a result. So now it's going to be good for your sports performance, or your energy levels, or your mood, or your sex drive, or your body fat. It has really broad applications aside from just being a testosterone booster. In a lot of ways, it's anti-aging, it's about mental wellness, it's about physical performance, it's about, you know, all these things that people are looking for that are sort of aside from just boosting testosterone levels.
You know, we always get back to what should the consumer look for.
This is always the question. How does a consumer know that the product that they're buying is the one that has been used in the studies and the one that has been shown to be efficacious in all these wonderful ways? How do they know that what's in that capsule is going to be beneficial?
They still don't know unless it, you know, names FISTA. They don't really know. So it's hard. And this is not just true for Tongkat Ali. This is true for a lot of botanicals. It's difficult for people to figure it out. But the FISTA and/or its American name LJ100 is the one that's backed by the most human studies.
So I tell people to look for specific brand names, look for standardized extracts, not just concentrated powder, but you really have to do your research. It really is buyer beware out there to find the high quality extracts that are water extracted and standardized and proven by science and have good quality control. All the things consumers are looking for. And if we can take a natural option to change the biochemistry, restore it to those youthful levels, because we've done that, now we improve their psychology, people are feeling better. Not only is it a win for them, it's a win for everyone around them. It's a win for their spouses and their families and their coworkers and their communities, because the biochemistry drives the behavior. If someone can feel better, that's going to percolate out into every aspect of how they live their lives.